Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. We're back here with Langers. What's going on, mate?
Not much, buddy. Thanks for having me back.
Calls me buddy straight off the top.
Thanks for having me, champ.
What's going on? What's news? I feel like you have a bit of news for me today.
Nothing crazy, personally, or just SuperCoach.
I'm happy to talk personal life. I'm happy to talk SuperCoach.
We'll get to that. There's a couple little nuggets floating around for this. Will this one go out tonight or will it go out?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Because it'll probably be relevant news for tonight's teams. Yeah.
How are you personally, mate?
I'm well. I'm well. Yeah, g'day, Jared. Thanks for taking my call. How are you? I'm well.
When six blokes ask him how he is, I'm well. Yep.
Good morning.
I miss that when someone took his good morning off. It might have been Sam Edmonds when he replaced him. He was like, good morning. It just fucking sucked.
And then Bucks was paying him out.
That was who it
How
was.
good's Bucks going at the moment?
Oh, God.
All quiet on the Western Front for Bucks.
Let's not get too political here, but don't you think we just need them to just sit in the one room? It doesn't have to be broadcast for our benefit. Just get together and just...
One comes out alive? Or?
Yeah. Just, they don't have to agree on absolutely everything, but just agree to understand of moving forward, and maybe people made mistakes. And
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It's a really hard stance, but obviously something's happened. But I think it's bigger than just Bucks versus Heritier. But
I personally don't think the way it's going at the moment, it's a bit divisive, and it's sort of overshadowing the actual point that we're after.
Destructive. Yeah, absolutely. Similar to the media talk a lot about, this team's going poorly. This is bad. Hang on, let's talk about the actual games that are very good at the moment.
Yeah.
People saying, footy's crap and it's never been worse. And I think it's quite attractive at the moment.
I've
really enjoyed watching the Saints and the Dockers, and the Dons came back on the weekend and performed very well. So
and Leon Cameron I woke up to the news. Jared chucked the radio on straight away. Boom, he hits me with a big bomb straight up. The Cameron's called it, and you called it a few weeks ago.
I called it. If anyone listens to our podcast, AFL Unlimited, on Spotify and Facebook and Instagram. I said that he wouldn't make it to the buys, and I just think with the team they have, it's still quite potent.
You got there with change to spare.
Yeah. Be good if I could do that in SuperCoach as well. Just think, why not make the change and try and get something? You can start your rebuild in half a season instead of spending half of next year doing it as well. So if not a rebuild, but a restructure.
Very amicable, wasn't it? It was almost like a relationship where they're like, you know what, I still like you, but we got no fucking spark anymore, so let's call it.
I'm moving to Queensland. It's just not going to work out.
Like there was nothing too nasty, it would seem.
That's how it should be done.
Yeah.
I think, but then, obviously some people don't want to go.
Yeah.
Imagine like some coaches now, the club's like, we think, might be, no, I'm not going. I'm staying until I want to go. And it's like,
that's when you get a little bit awkward, but... Let's dive into the SuperCoach, mate.
Sure, mate.
There's some big topics going on. First things first. Max Gawn, a bit of worry about that.
He's playing.
And he's in.
He's
in, so... which I must admit, Shorty was hoping he would miss.
Yeah,
It's a little disrespectful, self-indulgent, but...
I was just hoping, maybe the flight would just be a bit too long. They might just want to put him on ice, but... me just running Sam Hayes at R2, which is hoping for a little chop out. And, he actually outscored Gawn this week, which was great.
We might take a little trip up to Melbourne and take Gawney's knees out.
Kathy Bates style in that movie where she smashes the guys. That famous scene where she smashes the guy's legs with a sledgehammer?
Oh, I think I have.
Yeah. You could be the Kathy, I could be the Bates, and we just go take a knee each. But
Shorty's quite the movie buff.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's good for Gawn, but obviously not good for Hayes R2 gang. But he just needs another 80 just to get me to Tim English next week. I would have loved if Tim English would have come in this week, but he's been ill.
So he's sick, is he?
He's sick, yeah. He's fully sick, and he's not playing.
Mate, if you're an English owner, you'd be that pissed off.
Yep.
Is that it's not you, is it? No, you don't. No, you're looking to bring him in.
I'm looking to bring him in.
I was going to say, you gave me a look like I misread something there.
No, you're correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the English conundrum. I would have loved if he came in this week so I could have seen, what if he comes back and just starts scoring 60s again?
Yeah, I think you can still do that next week. I'm happy for it to buy us plenty of time because I'm a non-English owner as well.
Would it be crazy, Daniel?
Yes.
Shut up.
Talk to me.
Of me to bring Witts in next week? As a premium run?
Yes. I think it would. I know he's going so damn well, and me and Witts have had a toxic relationship. I wanted to kick him out, and then he started scoring 140s, and I still don't believe in him. It's like I'm looking for love, and it's right in front of me. But
he's been the 7th highest scorer of the year.
Yeah, I know. But
What more
See,
can you ask of him?
here's the thing, mate. So I'm going to whip out the stats,
Choked
right?
on water
So
somewhere.
you've got Maxi Gawn, who we all think, we got to get our hands on at some stage. You've got Sean Darcy, who I was... if you went early on camera, and I've been all over Sean Darcy for bloody weeks, mate, and he showed us exactly why. Bit of a self-pump up there. But, so Witts is averaging 119.2 this year.
That's good.
How lovely is that? We love that. We've seen a 136, 132, 154, 143. How good is that? But the bloke is the best part of 30, and his last few averages, some of these with not too many games involved, 87.3, 93.4, 99.7, and then there was a 94.3 back
So
in 2017.
you think there's some like 70s coming?
Well, why on earth would it change?
Because he's been injured for a long time, and he's actually matured in body-wise, and his body's been not banged up, so he's performing at a premium output, Daniel. Sure.
Yeah, look, you're right. And
Thank you.
to answer your original question, it's probably not absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I just, at $5.95, it's a bit of coin for someone that maybe, with Grundy going down and some other carnage, I think you're not going to go too far wrong.
Yeah.
I personally would be looking at a Darcy or a Gawn.
Yeah.
But
I only asked that
you know.
because I haven't seen English's form.
Yeah.
I'm sort of blind trading in a premium who hasn't played for 4 weeks, who
Yeah.
was going well before that, but what if he's not in good nick? I think he'll be fine, but...
And big guys, when they miss a few weeks, I think it's always wise to probably just give him 1 week to come back. I mean, his break-even's, I think, like 97. So unless he somehow goes bang immediately on return, he ain't going too far.
Well, let's look at who they have next week.
Yeah.
Do you know who they have?
Got no idea.
Well, I'm just going to open it up and have a look.
Obviously, Collingwood Friday night, but that's
That's a big
irrelevant
game.
for...
That's a
yeah,
huge
big
game.
game. Who are you tipping? Dogs? That was a major exhale.
With no English, I'm going to struggle to tip the Dogs, to be honest. Darcy Cameron's
Really?
been performing quite
He
well.
has, and he's a bit of a talking point
Get
as well.
this.
Yeah.
Round 10, the Dogs play at Mars Stadium against Gold Coast.
Wow, that's saucy.
So it's English versus Witts.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What I would be annoyed about is he came back against a West Coast or like an easy beat and can sort of just...
Well, they've got West Coast the next week.
Yeah, so...
I'd go English.
That's looking like an almost certain... Witts, he'll have his work cut out. He'll score an 86 on return and then fucking
I'd
bang,
take that.
get him in. Yeah.
I just need to get Hayes out of R2 because his 80 plus scores have been okay. I can just just sends me.
Yeah.
But the 52 is hurtful.
Yeah,
That was Tom
fair.
Stewart when you traded him in.
Oh, fuck me. That
I told you not to trade
Well,
Hewett.
Whoa! It made sense to get Tommy Stewart. You got to have Stewart in your top 6 down back.
Yeah.
And when the bloke's got a break even of like 70 and he's gone bonkers, I had an opportunity.
Yep.
If I didn't do it,
Yeah.
I mean, who could
No,
have
that's
anticipated a 74, Jay?
74 is not the worst score ever.
Well,
when you bring him in,
when you-
it's,
yeah.
But it's not. That's
Yeah.
that's like a base premium
I always
score.
feel like it's frustrating when you bring a premium in and they do that. I mean, if you have them from the start, you kind of ride the ups and the downs. But like when I bought Brayshaw and he scores 77, you're like, fuck me. But like last year when I brought in Cornelio, whenever it was, and he scored 200 a couple of
like
years
4
back.
years ago.
4 years ago, wasn't it? Then here I am.
He was on 34 at 3/4 time, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Stewart.
3/4 time.
Yeah. He was on literally 18 at half
That's
time.
why I don't check the scores
Yeah.
during the game.
'Cause
All
you'd
right?
have been, like, punching
I'd be having a
holes in the wall.
fucking heart attack. I get pissed off enough as it is. But
I'm aware.
I'm gonna
So you don't make your bed.
talk to me about George Hewett.
Well, he trained fully on Tuesday.
Yeah.
To play, he needs to train fully on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, if you're training on Tuesday, you're going to train on Friday, aren't you?
You are.
So I think he's back.
He should be.
He should be back.
If I was a betting man, I would suggest so.
They actually need him back because they're losing Mackay
Yeah.
and they're up against a last coach game of Cameron
Yeah.
against GWS. So, and the whole GWS scenario is now quite interesting because Lachie Whitfield has scored 2 94s back to back. Cogs hasn't been doing fantastically, but I'd be holding your fire on trading any GWS players out now and just see what it looks like in this, Mark McVeigh era. Because Mark McVeigh is not going to be doing anything fancy. He's going to be putting all of his players, Leon's players, in their best positions to maximise any wins they can get for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I mean, Cornelio at times early in the year was playing a high centre bounce role, and now he's almost exclusively moved to half forward, which is all well and good. He's a smart footballer, but it does lend you to a chance to scoring 70 like he
Sure
did.
does.
So I'm not angry about the Hewett to Stewart trade. What I'm angry about is letting go of Will Brodie. That was...
I told you not to.
Nah, well, aren't you a
That's
fucking
too-
wizard, mate? I'm sorry, you're a fucking wizard.
You had to get... Who did you get him?
So what fucked me over was...
I just watch like this, please.
It's a family program. My apologies. It was Tuke Miller scoring 160. So what I wanted to do was Dacos to Miller, O'Driscoll to McComb or whoever it was. But because he scored 160, I literally fell $3,000 short, and I was set on bringing Miller in, and I thought...
And you were going to trade out, not Brodie.
Well, I thought Brodie was probably leading my side within 3 weeks anyway, and that was my justification. But look, I personally don't think Will Brodie's a top 6 forward by the end of the year.
That remains to be seen.
But he's probably the 8th or 9th. You know what I mean? So it's a much
I
of a
reckon he's
muchness.
6.5.
You reckon? So
Yeah.
all right. Here's something I want to talk about, and I think we disagree on this. Tim Taranto.
Yeah. You had cop some flack.
I'm
in
a
the
massive
live stream.
Taranto fan. I think he's a must bring in either this week or next.
Yep.
I know he doesn't always use the ball beautifully, but he tackles hard. He's got upside. I don't know why people aren't getting around
He's
him.
a handsome man.
Oh, he's a sexy looking man.
Did you see that photo of him?
Oh, yeah.
Where he was like sort of doing the planking?
Yeah, for a sec I thought it was you, actually. But
Maybe one of the arms was just me, but
no, that was a pretty...
I wasn't sold on Parker, and you sold me on Parker.
Yeah.
Who was on like 73 at halftime, and
Yeah, what happened?
he like
See,
rolled his ankle. I don't know. Sydney played shocking that game.
Yeah.
Taranto. Look, I don't know. I'm not against him. This is sort of like when Tiz has a go at me about The Simpsons. He thinks I don't like The Simpsons. I've just never watched it, so
Yeah.
I don't not like it. I
Yeah.
just don't like it.
Yeah.
So I don't not like Taranto. I just think there's better options.
Fair
and,
enough.
And for me, I've just got Parker in, and I've still got Will Brodie, who I think will compete with Taranto almost
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
So for you, who, mate, it's not a bad move to get Brodie to Tuke Miller, because Tuke Miller's ceiling's way higher.
Yeah.
But now you have that spot where Taranto could come in, and Taranto could score higher than Brodie. He could
Yeah.
score lower than Brodie. It's
One of those
things.
Yeah, it's
But
like
if he's at a good price, why not?
it's when you trade out someone like Brodie and he scores 115, you get a bit annoyed, but in essence it's an upgrade. I know it wasn't quite what I wanted, but I did add 7 points to my team. If you know what I mean, like it's such a... It's not what you want.
That's why you're in the top 6K.
It's not what you want, but I was trying to make myself feel good about it. Now,
7 points. You like just go to bed crying over 7 points. Like,
English, Dunkley. I'm honestly worried about Heeney.
yeah.
Put the bastard in the midfield. What are we doing here,
Well,
mate?
it feels like I thought he was on top of the world at one stage, and he's only 511k.
Yeah.
He's missing goals. Sydney have played poorly 2 out of the last 3 games. That Hawthorn game, he pulled that score out of his ass, didn't he? He scored like 112.
Yeah.
And just because he kicked 1 goal in the last quarter, he could have gone even bigger when he had those 2 marks, the intercept marks, like on the goal line.
Yes.
He didn't score more, but he pulled that out of his ass because he was on like 50 at
But what?
quarter time, I think.
Okay, so we get it. He's great one-on-one. He's a very nice mark in the forward line. But
What do you got? What's this website?
all I'm hearing...
DFS Australia.
These are the centre bounce attendances by percentage.
Watch out.
Yes. Now,
He's down low.
look, all we hear every week at the moment is Sydney struggling to win the contested ball. Oh, let's chuck Josh Kennedy back in there, blah, blah. Put Heeney in there.
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand, mate. Like,
Yeah.
so that's all
That's
the rage.
why they were good at the start of the year.
That's the rage we heard all pre-season, and for a bit there I was like, okay, Papley and Franklin aren't in the team, whatever. But Heeney, 47% in that round 1 game, he went massive, and then his percentage of centre bounce attendances have been 19, 18, 21, 10, 7, 33. I'm not really sure what happened there, and then 5 on the weekend.
What was the 33 game?
I think he scored 103, maybe against
Was that the Hawthorn? Or was that Brisbane?
Brisbane.
Yeah.
It was against Brisbane. So potentially they threw him in there because they were struggling. So I'm sick of
him in there when why do you put him in there when you're getting smashed and you need a win?
I'm sick of Isaac Heeney being a break the glass in case of emergency midfielder. He
is the emergency.
He is the guy now.
I am the danger.
He's the guy, mate.
Like Heisenberg from Breaking Bad.
It does my head.
You watch that?
Nah, I haven't watched much, mate. He does my head in. Anyway, we got a bit off topic there, but I honestly think Taranto can average about 105 for the rest of the year.
Can you look at his CBAs? Taranto CBA?
Yes, I believe they roll at about
this is
50%.
Riveting viewing because it's a audio-based
Yeah.
program.
So Taranto is
You started the
basically.
recording as well, didn't you?
Oh God, did I? Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not in control.
Jesus.
So, Taranto, 32, 41, 54, 42, 59, 32, 52, 50. Yeah, so about 50%.
And in terms of rankings, their number one inside mid guy is Tom Green.
Yep.
Callan Ward features a little bit. Josh Kelly is probably a touch more in there. And, so he's almost fourth in line, third in line. Obviously, Hopper isn't in the team, and that's quite interesting. I think he's pretty important. And when
he's not playing. He's injured.
Yeah. In the last couple of weeks, Lockie Ash
Lockie Axe body spray
has actually played over 70% time in the centre bounce attendance, so that's interesting. But yeah, I'm a big fan, mate, and I'll be bringing him in this week.
You'll bring him in this week for who? We'll talk about trade pans.
Yeah,
plans later.
Trade
pans. Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. All right, what's the next topic? Hewett?
Yeah, well, we sort of talked about him, didn't we? I mean, he's looking like he's coming back.
I wouldn't be trading him.
No. Well,
it would have had to have been last week.
It's a bit like, I feel like you make that decision at the start. Like, if you hold him last week, then you're holding this week, even if he's out, I would have thought. Like, I know it's more frustrating, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Gibcus, you just told me was out as well.
Gibcus is out, which is not good. He's got the halal snack pack,
the
HSP, but that's all right. You've got plenty of
halal snack pack.
Do you want to walk through our trades?
That's
now?
good. Yeah, let's walk through our trades, mate.
Do you want to do mine first?
Yeah,
do
mate. I do.
All right. So I've got a bit of dead wood sitting on the bench.
Oh.
So I'm gonna clear that instead of getting rid of a McCartan or a DeConing early. I was getting rid of the Kyle Lohman debacle, which was on my forward bench, and Jackson Mead. So I'm going to bring in Carroll and Rioli.
Okay. Yep.
Over Hamilton because he's cheaper price. So if I need to get him next week, he might only be 130, 140k. And I can still get him next week.
Now, do you have Greg Clark?
Gregory Clark will come in next week.
I
reckon I'll probably
Who for?
Probably Hobbs.
Yeah.
Because his break even is now 1 after he scored 93. His previous week he scored 13.
Yeah.
He's just on my bench, so thanks, Ben. But
look, here's my thoughts, right?
Tell me.
If Greg Clark is named, which we anticipate him to be, I'd almost bring him in instead of Carroll.
Carroll, yeah.
Because I agree that, Hobbs hasn't lit the world on fire, but say if he comes out, goes all right this week, scores 71, all of a sudden you've got a rolling average with a 93 and a 71. You ain't getting rid of him.
Yeah.
And you may well definitely need Clark. So it's just food for thought.
Yeah, absolutely,
food for thought.
Absolutely. The issue is that I was worried about the cash gen on my bench. So if I get Clark and he gets injured, there's no cash gen, but at least Carroll will go up.
That's true. That's true.
Just stop yelling at me. And
I do have concerns over whether Carroll even gets named tonight.
Well, it depends.
If Hewett comes back.
Bringing Clark in, I absolutely could do as well. So... what
Just
else
my
is on the
thoughts.
news? Zach Butters? Leave him in. Do not trade. Do not trade.
Okay, I won't.
Do not. Not you. Everyone.
okay.
Everyone listening. Do not trade him. They've got North, and from all reports, he was filthy with his performance, and he was pissed off that he was sick. So, I'm backing him for 120 this week.
Okay. I like that. I fucking like that. I like that a lot.
And if he doesn't, then he's gone.
But
if he scores 119, he's gone.
He just keeps letting us down.
I mean,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'll be holding him.
Yep.
I seem to have this unwavering faith. But
we picked him for a reason, and he's shown it but then he's been sick and he's had everything under the bus. But I think Porter's rolling now, and I think they're just going to have to pull the trigger.
So that's the interesting thing, right? They are rolling, and he ain't. And
No,
in
he's
rounds
not.
1 and 2, they weren't rolling, and he was. So it doesn't always equate like that. So what's going on?
When he gets back to the form we know he can do, they'll be more than rolling, is my thoughts.
Do you think it's a case where he's just... It seems like he's had some big hits early in the game. He's been knocked around, and he hasn't been feeling too well. And everyone's entitled to a bad game every now and then.
He was in hospital with the flu.
Was he?
That game that he was... So he shouldn't have played. It would have been better if he didn't play. So I would have traded him for a ruckman that week. Zach. But no, keep him. There's bigger issues.
That's fair.
Like I mentioned before, Whitfield was an issue. He's gone back-to-back 94. keep him. I reckon his role's going to be good now because he's getting some form now. He's back in some form.
I think it's definitely good that he has stopped the bleeding in terms of his price, but he's
hemorrhaging.
he's still a trade out at some stage, but his scores lately make him less pressing.
So I could, one of my last trades could be a Whitfield up to like a Doherty or a Dane Zorko or a something.
Backline's really interesting. It bats deep as
my
fuck.
Backline is
just
I've got 6. So my backline reads as follows: Tom Stewart, Crisp, Short, Hewett, Houston, Whitfield, DK on the bench.
I love when you get close to the microphone like that, mate. It's just
So yeah, like I was saying, if Whitfield needs to go out for an uber primo in the midfield or in the back line, but yeah, trade wise, I've got 18 trades left, which is fine. That's more enough to upgrade my team. I've got 90k in the bank, and I'd be looking to go like a potentially McCartan, depending on what he does, down next week, and maybe a DeConing up. I don't know. DeConing still has money to make, but I would be going early because I have to get a second ruck. I have to. Because I can't. I don't think the Hayes things he's going to tire out. I think. So.
I really like the look of your side.
Thanks, mate.
And you're right.
That's why I'm going shit.
The only part of it is that ruck department that you identify, where you just leave yourself slightly vulnerable, and it's very much a good idea to look to improve that. But I totally understand how it has got to that position because you'll like 18 trades, like I always say, mate. Doesn't matter how many trades, it's how your team looks.
And really, in reality, I only have 1, 2, 3 upgrades to go. So with 6 trades,
you okay?
Let's say it takes me 8 trades to get those 3 players upgraded, a couple ups and downs, and then I've still got 10 trades for the rest of the year. And I'm not going to go gangbusters during the bye. The bye is what I'm starting to think about now.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That would be, in reality, I'm hoping to get out of the bye with 6 trades left for any corrections.
Yeah, that's good. And I'll tell you what, talking backline, Aaron Hall, I think it's a must-have in 3 or 4 weeks.
Stop talking to me.
I'm telling you, why wouldn't you?
Because he's being cooked with injury.
Exactly. So he gets injured every year. That's why you don't start with him. But he will be at a good price point. He'll be about 480.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say no to that because I think when he's up and running, I think he's a top 3 defender. It's not like he's this
absolutely.
guy,
But it's just too much of a risk.
See, I reckon with the amount of trades we have on offer, I'm happy to kind of risk that.
Maybe for you, but I've already sort of had to burn a couple trades.
I'll tell you, I'll be risking it like no other. I'll be doing it, mate.
Well, mate, you have to because you've got faith to keep now. You're in the top 6K. You got the Wolves coming for you. Yes. You're still number 1 league in SuperCoach.
Yes, so. I need a win in that league though. I really do. But
you're like bottom of that league. But you're still scoring well.
In terms of my trades this week,
walk me through it.
I am looking at, barring any carnage tonight, I think it's time for Dacos to go.
I got rid of him last week.
I think he's done a really, really nice job and he's a very consistent player. But Dacos will go for Timmy Taranto.
So what are you going to do in regards to...
So DeConning will swing back.
So Dacos in the back line.
Dacos comes into the midfield. Back. Cornelio moves forward.
Dacos comes out.
Yeah.
DK goes into Dacos' spot.
Yeah.
Cornelio goes forward.
Yeah.
And then Taranto into the mids.
Yeah. And then I could...
And then you can switch
swap
Nick Martin
around. Yeah. And I'm pretty confident it will be Hugh Dixon who goes down to Rioli.
Maurice.
Yeah. And Rioli's going to score some 30s and stuff, no doubt. But I just think...
What will that leave you monetarily wise?
I think about 40k.
Do you do the trades and then reverse them, or do you just do them once?
I do them once. Yeah. I'm an old school freak like that. So that'll be 123k down from Dixon. I've already got 15. That's 138. And Dacos is 380, so that'll take me up to 518. And I think Taranto's about 4.
There's a lot of numbers there.
So that's
a lot
just
of numbers there, mate.
Shorty. That's me at 1 a.m. in bed, mate, just going through these numbers like an absolute freak. He's 479, and that'll leave me with about 38 or 40k if I carry the 1.
Maths is not my strong suit, so that's why I take photos.
So that's what I'm looking at. I just feel like Rioli will be up and down, but I like him in terms of the options we have.
Even if he scores 20 this week, he's going to make a lot of money because of his 90 and 70 scores.
Yeah.
So
I just hope he can string minimum 50s, because
yeah,
what we got with Roses is just so disappointing. You know, you think he's going to be a beautiful cash cow, and then it just kills us.
I did see that Sydney game, but he only had 50% game time.
Yeah,
and he was on like -6.
He'll be dropped surely, won't he?
I think
Very
so.
big chance. And then
I
obviously
even made a song for him. Oh, Malcolm Roses Jr. Yes, he's in the team and he kicks the goals.
Oh, you're a wasted talent sometimes, mate. You're really...
That song, I sent you that song. I sent Shorty a voice message, and it was like in my head the whole day. I was like just at work, like
genuinely enjoyed that quite a lot. And in terms of getting Clark into my team,
Clarky,
it would likely be for Josh Ward
this week.
Next I'm just looking forward. And yeah, I think Canelio to English at some point. I'm happy to ride that wave. And yeah, Zorko's looming large. I think Dawson's...
I said Zorko a couple of weeks ago and you said no.
Yes, correct. So...
Correct.
Terry Watts. Correct. So, I must admit, that is exactly what I said. And...
Never taking your advice again.
But like I said at the time, he's switching roles. So he dominates halfback for the first 6 or 7 weeks. Makes a move to more of your mid-forward role, which sometimes mid's fine, but the forward element can potentially have you getting a bit cold at times. I gave the same advice to the subs, just give it a week or two. There's no rush to bring him in. And he's reeled off a couple of tons, and now I can say, okay, I've seen enough, I can bring him in with confidence. That is my thoughts.
No one take this man's advice.
Bring Aaron Hall in.
I was going to bring him in 2 weeks ago and he scored subsequent 120s.
In a month, bring Aaron Hall in.
I bring Dan Houston in.
Can I throw
instead.
one at you?
Yeah.
Jake Lloyd.
What's
discussed.
Going on there? Down big time. I don't think Father Time's caught up with him, but I think the youngsters have caught up with him.
He's just, when you look at some back sixes and you go, every exit of D50's coming through you.
Jaden Short.
That's Jaden Short. It's Aaron Hall. And at times, a lot of times, it has been Lloyd over the last few years.
Yeah.
And I feel like now there's just more exit guys. Like, all of a sudden, it's not, let's throw the ball to Lloyd to kick it in, or let's find him running past. He's like, Nick Blakey's on he's running around.
He's a tall man.
And all it takes is
Lizard-like
5
features.
or 10 points every now and then, and maybe Campbell pops up, and maybe McInerney drifts back into D50 a touch more. So,
does he?
I've had a few questions about him, and it'd be a no from me. I know he's at about 488k, reeled off a 116.
There's a reason he's at 480k though.
So what he has lost is that 120 plus ability where he gets 30 plus touches. He's not doing that anywhere as often. And what he's added in is, instead of his floor being 85, one of the most consistent guys going around, he now throws in 70s.
And his ceiling's gone completely.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, the 120 plus factor is sort of gone. So I could still see him being a top 12 defender if he can find a bit better form.
How was his year in 2020? He scored 77 in round 1, and then he turned up every game the rest of the year.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
And some big ones. 140s.
137, 157.
150, wow.
145. His
was
lowest score in that run was 101.
Wow.
And he had 102 twice.
Then
the next lowest score was 114.
Wow.
So he's been an absolute... He's not that player anymore.
That must have been did he average 122 that year, I think?
Must have been. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's impressive. So, and Darcy Cameron as well.
Yeah.
Had a few thoughts on him.
Brought him in draft.
Yeah, did you?
Yep.
Fuck. Damn. Should have thought about that.
Yeah.
I looked at my side in draft and thought, no, I'm happy with that. But yeah, I just... Cameron's a no for me. I just don't really see the function of his selection.
That's fine.
Could you see him averaging 100 for the rest of the year?
If he was forward ruck, yes. But not just as a forward. But he will get DPP, so... He will. Could even bring him in. I could have brought him in if he was ruck instead of English, and then just chucked him in the forward line.
I just can't see him being a top 10 forward for the rest of the year.
Oh, no.
Which in that case, I don't see why you'd bring him in.
The ruck position that's not established scares me a bit.
Yeah.
I'd rather have your forward mids in the forward
Exactly.
line,
And who's to say Grundy doesn't come back a touch quicker and all of a sudden it's round 15 or 16?
Is it Grundy?
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I thought this guy was going to be a primo, and now I'm coming up to the business end of SuperCoach, and this bloke's going to go back to scoring 64.
How much do you love Patrick Cripps?
Mate. Paddy Cripps.
Patrick Cripps.
My door is always open. I would not kick him out of bed. I'll tell you that much. No, he's a sexy man. When Paddy Cripps bursts through a pack,
that one where
I'll just start to really...
Who do you run through against the Crows the other day and set up Silvani's goal? And he just blitzed through like it was like bowling pins. Or when you go bowling and there's like those strike animations and they're really weird? That should just be Patrick Cripps.
Yeah. Or was it even... It might have been last year when we thought he was going to bounce back against Richmond. I think he burst out of the middle, ripped off some Richmond guy. I don't know what that word was. Then handballed it off. And just... I might do some YouTube.
How fun was it in hindsight watching round one and just watching the start of is a Brownlow year, I think.
One of my favourite calls and goals is when they're up against Collingwood and Cripps gets it about 45 out, takes a step to the right, and Hutto's like, hold your breath, breathe.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm just like, holy shit, chuck that on Pornhub.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss, mate?
No, I don't think so, mate.
Cool.
You?
No, nothing crazy. Nick Martin going really well.
Oh, super.
Cooper Stevens debut.
Yes.
Saucy, keep an eye on him.
Yes.
De Koning's going very well.
Very nicely.
That's about it.
I think that's a wrap. I appreciate you coming on board again, mate. I like when we can just get a little loose, flowing kind of podcast rolling about. They always seem to go for about half an hour, which is actually an accident, but well played.
Egg time that you've got here is no coincidence.
Oh, shit. All right, let's wind it up, eh?
Make sure you follow the Patreon.
Oh, my God. Fuck this cunt. Sorry, it's a family program.
Language, please.
It's a family program.
Thanks for having me, and hopefully some good games this weekend.
Yes, I think I'll release this about 6:30, so teams will probably have just dropped. I might even release it at 6, just so it's a little bit more pre-teams.
VC Jack McRae.
And, boom. And then... I'll be working at the moment and finishing work, coming home for a bit of a loose video at about 11 o'clock. I look forward to seeing it there.
Josh Bigkiss. Why isn't it coming up? Oh, because I typed in Josh Bigkiss.
Oh, my God.
They're so loose.
Absolute howler. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks.
I'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Program.
I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Sorry, SuperCoach.